Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Your dreams are your ticket out.
Check you out.
Welcome back.
All right. I used to mess with that show too.
Yeah, that's the only part I remember that song.
I think everybody did.
That's the only reason I used to watch that show back in the day because
of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Sure. The song was catchy.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
It was real catchy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, look, hey, we back, y'all. This episode 33.
33.
Now, it's definitely 33, y'all.
Yeah, I messed up y'all last time.
We messed up last week, but you know, players mess up though.
Yeah, players mess up.
It's all good.
I'm allowed that.
So now we on 33, the Scottie Pippen episode. All right, 3-3. All right, double Trey. We here. All right.
Yeah.
This is Coach Moe. We got Tise. We doing this show. Well, we're recording on a Monday, but y'all gonna get it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, y'all gonna get it pretty early. Y'all, we switching it up. We switching it up for this. I guess for the season, bro.
Yeah, for the season because y'all, T said she need her Thursday nights because she want to be out here in these streets. Okay.
High key.
So me being a great teammate, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, we could do on Monday nights. That's cool.
Truth is, he need his Thursday back too, y'all. Let's just be clear. We need our Thursday back. That's what this about. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. But
yeah.
So y'all gonna be getting this early in the week now. You know, y'all got all week long to listen to this. You know what I mean? And you know that's why we didn't record last week because we was like, you know what, we're gonna give them a show on Monday so they can have it for Tuesday. And we appreciate everybody that's listening. This is some of that podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. Make sure you follow the IG page. And make sure you definitely keep subscribing and comment on the YouTube page. Last week's show was lit, or 2 weeks ago was lit.
It was a bomb.
That show was dope. We had a lot of interaction.
Yeah. And we're going to do it again, too. We're getting ready to do it again soon. But before we talk about that, though, I want to say thank you to our friends that participated. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to JB. Shout out to my cousin, Mike. We definitely appreciate y'all coming on the show with us and just giving y'all honest feedback. We got a lot of good feedback from our listeners about how much they enjoyed the show. And so we definitely going to do that more often, bring in more people on the show, y'all, to go live with us. And we're going to try to do that at least once a month. So we thank y'all for listening. Those who did tune in, whether it was through YouTube or Facebook, we thank y'all. It was dope. And we're gonna do it again for the ladies in a couple weeks, though, on the 11th. So
April 11th is gonna be another live stream on Facebook and YouTube. This time it's gonna be the ladies' turn. The ladies will be the one on the show. And they will be on the panel discussion and they will be asked a lot of the similar questions, but differently. And I think the ladies that we got picked, I think this will be really interesting on that week's show.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be good. So, thank y'all for listening, for sure.
So, Tise, you know, it's March Madness. So, who are your final four picks?
Bro, you know what?
Who did you pick originally?
I ain't even going to lie. You know, normally I would do I do a bracket. I ain't do a bracket this year. So I really didn't have like no picks. I really didn't have nobody in mind because sometimes I'll try to watch back and forth. You know, I'll try to catch a game here and there. But this season I was just really totally out of it. So I had no idea who was playing, who was the favorite. So I didn't even waste my time doing a bracket because I didn't know what was going on. But I heard that St. Peter's was kicking butt for a minute.
Yeah, it's the 15th seed. They made it all the way to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was the. I already know who you picking there. If y'all know Moses, I already know who he got. So
Actually, I didn't pick them to win this year.
really
Nope, I
surprise.
didn't.
Who did you pick?
Well, in my bracket, I picked Arizona to win,
Okay.
and they lost
Yeah, they out.
immediately. So right now, my bracket, I don't have anybody that I picked in the Final Fours that's still
Okay.
alive. So, but yeah, but I kind of figured this year would be wide open because I didn't really think there was like a dominant team. So
Okay.
I thought it would be wide open, and it is wide open. But on Saturday, we got two good games, though. You got Kansas, Villanova. I think in the first game, and then after that, you got Duke versus North Carolina. And this could potentially be, that game could potentially be the most watched college basketball game in March Madness history. It could be. I'm saying it could be.
Why you say that?
Because number one, both teams have huge fan bases. That's number one. And then secondly, this is the first time they've ever met.
I heard that. I didn't realize that.
This is the first time they ever met like this.
I mean, that both of them have been in the Final Four. I never realized that those two never. So yeah, that's gonna be epic.
And it's a lot on the line. I mean, again, this could be Coach K's last game ever, and this is they're playing against North Carolina, their rival. Yeah. So for a lot of Carolina fans, what better way than to not only beat Duke and go to the championship game, but to beat Duke and beat Coach K and send him into the retirement?
Yeah.
So, and the same goes for Duke fans. What better way for Coach K to go out to the championship game by beating UNC?
Yeah.
And then playing in the championship game on Monday night. So this would be, I believe it's going to be a lot of people watching that game. Unfortunately for me on Saturday, my daughter got a recital that I got to go to.
So you got dad duty. Can't do it.
So I probably won't be able to see the game.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to lie. I'm going to keep it a buck because I know it's a lot of dads out here like this too. I'm going to be salty. I'm going to be salty.
What you got to do, bro, you got to get the app. Just keep it in your phone, put your little headphones in, and check in here and there.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. My son already said he's gonna be doing the same thing because he got to go too. So, but he already said, he was like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna have my headphones on. I'm gonna be watching the Duke game."
Yeah.
So, but hey, daddy duties. That's what happens.
Gotta support the little girl.
But at the same time, be looking at my phone. Then my daughter come, I'll be like, "Hey!"
All right, I'll say as long as you got that chair ready.
I'm gonna be ready.
As long as you got your clap ready, you're all good.
So, how was your week?
Well, so far so good. I mean, I guess we in the beginning of the week, so far so good. Today, it's a busy day, but last week was extremely busy. But I'm back to kind of mellowing down as far as the things I have to do outside of work. So it's been good. I ain't really doing nothing crazy. But I can't wait to April. I do got a lot of stuff going on in April. Just not stuff, but like fun things, fun outings that I'm doing with friends and family, wine tastings and candle making, things like that. So I'm excited about that, y'all. So
okay.
How about you? How was your week, bro?
My week was kind of long, but this past Friday I was able to get off a little early, and me and my daughter, we went out to eat.
Nice.
The weekend was kind of busy because I was a damn chauffeur for my kids all weekend, especially on Saturday. So
yeah.
But other than that, it was cool. I went to the cigar lounge Saturday and watched the game. That was cool.
I wish we could do a show in the cigar lounge one day.
We probably could. You just have to talk to somebody. We probably could do that.
Yeah.
We
would have to do it when it's not too crowded, though.
Yeah, we would. And then also, we got to make sure it's nice and lit too, because with some cigar lounges they don't have a lot of light.
Yeah, but we have to bring all our stuff.
We probably have to bring it all.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be kind of dope, and then we can do the show from there, and we can go live.
Yeah. We gotta think about that. We gotta figure that out.
Yeah, but my week was cool, and like I said, it's March Madness, so I'm happy every weekend.
So out of the four though, bro, since since your bracket is dead, out of
Yeah.
4 that's left, who you thinking?
I'm thinking for the championship game on Monday, Duke versus Kansas.
Okay.
Duke versus Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I picked Kansas. Well, like I said, out of what's left, I think I did Kansas versus UNC.
UNC.
Yeah.
That'd be a good game too.
Yeah. So
I really think it's going to be a good game no matter who wins on Saturday.
yeah.
I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
And you know, people who don't know, man, Villanova is really good, and they've shown that over the years. They probably got one of the best coaches in the country. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they play for the title on Monday night.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. So the bar is gonna be full, ladies. So if y'all want to know where the fellas gonna be at this weekend,
Hey.
this go the next couple weekends, you will see a lot of guys at the bar watching the game.
She's giving y'all great advice.
Just giving y'all free game.
She's giving y'all great advice. And for you ladies that got dudes, hey, look, if your dude going out to watch the game, respect that man, okay? Leave that man alone while y'all watching the game, smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
But if your dude decide to stay at home and watch the game, make him a sandwich, give him his favorite drink, and at halftime, you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 words. Halftime head. Make sure you get it done.
Yeah, okay? That's both ways, though. That's both ways.
No, that's a man thing.
That's both ways.
No.
I'm just saying.
You gotta realize.
Ladies need love too.
Huh?
Ladies need love too.
They do, but that could be like something else, intermission of a movie or something. Yeah, you know. But halftime head is essential. It's essential.
Okay. It is.
It's very essential
for ladies too.
It saves lives. Okay, that's what it does.
Yeah.
It saves lives. Hey, you been watching the women though?
I haven't. I haven't been watching college basketball. Like,
no.
Yeah. So who's left with them? You know what? The college games are always good, whether it be women or men. It's always good.
But right now, UConn and NC State is on right now. South Carolina comes on. They're still in it. Michigan and somebody else good. Michigan plays tonight. They're still in it. So I mean, it's been good, really good games.
Yeah.
So Stanford's still in it. Stanford got that one girl who could dunk with the goggles.
I seen that.
She can dunk. She had a dunk a week ago.
Yeah, I seen that.
So it's been good.
The ladies' college be just as exciting, I think, as the guys during this time.
The show do. It'd be real exciting. It'd be some good basketball.
Yeah.
You know, I like because them girls, they be out there, they be playing hard, man. They be hooping, and you don't really see like one girl like really physically dominating another girl. It's like for the most part an even playing field. Now, obviously, South Carolina got probably the best player in the country, but I mean, other than that, I mean, it'd be good games. You know? Speaking of the college, how do you people be getting on Boosie's case about his comments about gays, trans, and all that, but he made a good point though, because over the weekend or a week ago, it was this big fuss about the transgender woman swimmer.
Mm-hmm. Lia Thomas, something like that. Yeah.
About how as a man he was like the worst swimmer in the whole world, but then when he became a trans, now he ended up winning the thing or finished third or whatever it was. First, yeah, he finished first. So there was a big uproar about that. But Boosie, they asked Boosie about that, and Boosie was like, he don't think it's fair to the other girls, the women who've trained their whole life for this, and then end up losing to a trans person.
Yeah.
Now, I understand what he's saying, because if my daughter was hooping and she trained her whole life to get to this point in a game, but we know we're playing against a team that has a trans, a male that's now a woman, but physically, let's say she's 6'3" and 200 pounds. Now, let's be honest. A male's shoulders is different from a female's shoulder.
Right.
A male's strength is different from a female's strength. To me, that's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Bro, you can look at it. You can just look at the picture.
And it's just sports. We just talk about sports.
Yeah.
I don't care about what he like to do, all that voting, all that. We just talk about sports.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair.
Yeah, me too. That's what I ain't even about his sexual orientation.
Yeah.
It's literally about his body makeup, his body mass. Like there's no, you have just off your body length alone, your body strength, you have an advantage in that field. In most things, whether it's wrestling, basketball, because no matter how much you want to transition yourself into another sex, physics is what it is. Biology is what it is. You can't. You can only alter so much, and it's only so many supplements that's going to try to make you as strong as a physical man who's just by nature, by biology, by science it's bigger than you. He's stronger than you. So it's just totally unfair. I mean, he's towering over these girls, and it's just laughable because he should feel like an idiot to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you don't have no shame. Like you were a garbage. When it came to males, you were trash. You
terrible.
And but off of size alone, your wingspan, I mean, your one stroke is probably 1 to their 3. You know what I'm saying? Because just of length alone. I'm like, that's not fair. But I think, bro, so many people try to be politically correct, even especially women. I think that until women start speaking out about it, it's gonna be this way because women have to be like, we fed up with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not fair. Nobody cares what you do in the bedroom. We're saying your body is you have a physical advantage that we don't have, and that's just not fair. That's not fair.
And you know what? Like some of these WNBA women, you know, they all like, you know, I think it's great, and I think, you know, it's a sign of things changing. Okay, I get it. But
so when LeBron start coming to the WNBA and dunking on y'all, then we gonna see
that's what I'm saying. Like, what's gonna happen when there's a 6'8"
Joanna
man who's now a trans, who's physically looks like LeBron, and wants to play the WNBA and is dominating?
Yep.
Is it really gonna be fair? Is it gonna be fair?
They got a problem with it. Watch. Because because if that was the case, if it wasn't a difference in the physical mass, it would be no need for women's sports. It wouldn't be no need for men's sports. Everybody could play together, but everybody knows that, you know, it's impossible. But you know, we live in this delusional world where we just can make up stuff and we can make believe that, you know, just because a man wants to be a woman now don't mean, you know, he's not getting an advantage because he's a woman now. He identifies as a woman. Y'all can live in La La Land if y'all want to. But see, fact of the matter is, he still was born a male and has male body structure.
And my thing is, you know, in the 70s, you know, all them chicks fought for Title IX. Remember how the feminists, how they came out was like, you know, women can do the same thing. We need to have women's sports. All those people fought for that. That's the reason why you have women's sports.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you have what we see now. You got, you know, women basketball. You got a freaking college basketball that's huge right now. You even got a freaking women's football league. All that. That's the reason why they have that.
Yeah.
So a man who decided to be a woman and says, hey, you know what? Because I'm trans now, I should be able to play in this women's sport. I think that's unfair.
That's unfair. And the flip side of that, bro, I don't hear it a lot, but do you see a lot of trans? Is that women? I don't know if you say women or male, but do you see a lot of trans men going into male sports? I don't hear about that a lot.
I haven't heard about it either.
Yeah, because if that start happening, I wonder what would be, you know, what would. Because see, right now, as long as it's the man and he's still dominating, it's okay. But now, if it was flip flop and women were trying to go in the WNBA and women were trying to, play football, I think people would have different kind of energy about it, bro.
I think they would too.
Yeah.
Because no matter if she is a trans, she's still not built like Khalil Mack.
No way. Yeah.
And
even with all your hormones and all the weight you lift,
all the pills you taking,
your body DNA is still.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
And
I don't think men who play those sports, if they knew that was a trans male and that was like originally a woman, I don't think they would be comfortable like tackling that lady. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like I don't think they would be comfortable.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Because the swimmer, did you hear the other women that were in the locker room with him, and they were saying like, we felt uncomfortable because he still has his sticks and berries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, what about that part of it?
And that's the other part that's unfair too. If you can identify as a woman all you want, but you still have a male part, and women who it's such a gray area, bro. Because if there's it's just no middle ground for that.
No.
Because if the woman is not, if there's a woman that's playing sports and she's not comfortable being in the same locker room, she should be allowed to help separate out the locker room.
I agree.
That's not fair. That doesn't make her homophobic. Doesn't make her transphobic. Is the same amount that people want their rights and their comfort. You can't make people be comfortable with what they're not comfortable with.
True.
And that's just not fair. So if this is something that they're not comfortable with, then it should be provisions made for, everybody to be comfortable. So we should all be uncomfortable for you to be comfortable. And I hate when people try to compare it to like, racial things, you know what I'm saying? And compare it to, the Black plight and, or the plight of other like, minorities. Like it's not the same. We were born Black. You're born a Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's different. It's not me being born white and then changing myself to be Black because I felt like it. No, it don't. I'm not Rachel. I'm really Black.
You're really Black, yeah.
So. And
then, like, honestly, like, some women, they don't want to see a Balls and a Johnson swinging in the shower. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, because women, to be honest, bro, because when you still have that part, you can identify for a woman, but your penis still get hard. And if he ain't came out and said that he was gay, so how do they know that this is not a perverted man that's trying to be in the locker room with ladies?
That's what I said. Remember the whole bathroom thing started. I said the same thing.
Bro, I worked at a company, but this was probably about 15 years ago. And one of the like vendors to work on the machines. So he was one of the guys who was a regular who came to work on our machines. He was a man. But then like a couple years down a few years and now he decided he was going to transition to a woman. Uh-huh. So let's say his name was Linda now. And so when he was in the office, they had to tell us, like, he identified as a woman now. Now, bro, no shade against this man. Nothing about him look like a woman. He still look. It's just like you looking like you look and put a wig on. That's how he looked. He didn't wear makeup. He didn't wear girl clothes. He literally looked the same and just put a wig on. And said his name was like Linda. So they had to put like a notice out to see, like, and this was years ago. This is before it was like a thing like that. And they had to put a notice out to that, that he identifies as a woman now, and he uses the girl bathroom. And so, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't comfortable with that. And to work, I used to work overnight too. So for me, when I knew he was there, I would never use the bathroom on our floor because I didn't want to be in there with no other dude. I'm sorry, I just didn't feel comfortable. So I would go downstairs or to use the restroom because I just didn't feel comfortable, And I just didn't, because to me, he was still a male because he still looked like a man. He still had his male parts. And I figured, like I said, some people, it's the world is so perverted and so weird that you don't really know who's really just going through a transition because they truly identify
as a woman
that, or is it somebody
or
that's
a
taking
man.
advantage and just trying to prey on women? You know what I'm saying? That's the
Because
part.
we know it happens. We know it happens. We know that happens. Like
it does.
We know it's some sick people out here.
That's what I'm saying. So you
some
just
sick
don't
people
know.
out here. Yeah. I mean, just to before we wrap this up with the whole with the sports thing, I just think, man, if you know, if you have young ladies who've been working hard all their life to get to a point, and now they got to go against a trans person who used to be a man and now identified as a woman, and you got this, you know, you got a championship on the line. You got, and remember, this is an individual sport too, swimming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those people really train for themselves. Like, you know, it's like tennis. It's about them. Tennis, swimming, you know, stuff. It's about them. Like, now I got to go against this person,
right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there's an unfair advantage. To me, it really is. It is.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think it's unfair, and I don't know what the fair things to do is. Like, I don't know if they need another category. I don't know. You know, I think
I don't know either.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they should have a race where it's, you know, if you feel that you can comfortable going against that person, then that's fine. You know, but maybe I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope, and
you know, I don't know.
And I have a feeling, I like right now in the WNBA, you have a woman, a player who identifies herself as a male.
Mm-hmm.
That's in WNBA right now. ESPN just did a story on her, and I thought that was interesting because, you know, I wondered, does she have aspirations of trying to play in the NBA? She didn't say that, but again, I mean, you know, I got a feeling we're going to see something.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see it on that side a lot, but I'm gonna see when it goes that way. You know how the men respond.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
It's gonna
something.
be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be real interesting. So
yeah.
All right, and then in other news, were you following the Honorable Kentaji Brown Jackson's confirmation hearings over last week?
I did watch a little bit of it. I did watch. You know, I can't watch too much of it because.
Why? Wait. I know why you can't watch it. Let me just go ahead and say it. Because you hate to see those old white men senators bestow their white privilege and disrespect and cut off a black woman who's qualified, educated,
overqualified, the most qualified judge they have.
To finish her thought as she's talking and answering the question. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's me, bro. Yeah. I can't do it. It goes back into what we already know as a community, that, you know, not just women, but black people in general, when we have to go through higher levels, we gotta be, you know, we gotta be better than everybody. And the questions they were asking her, to me, were just irrelevant, stupid stuff. Asking her about a book and this, you know.
That was Ted Cruz.
Lady,
he an idiot, though.
Idiot. Ted Cruz has to be one of the dumbest politicians, senators,
ever.
Like, I just, the crazy thing, bro, is that people voted for him.
Yes.
People voted for him. So
well, look where he's from. Look where he's from. You surprised?
No. That's why I can't move to Texas, because if y'all voted Ted Cruz to be y'all senator, like, yeah, my neighbors are extremely dumb. So no, thank you. Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard for me to watch that because listen to her talk, you could just tell that she is she's gonna take the high road, and she knows she has to. She knows she can't respond probably like she wanted to, because you saw her facial expressions. You could just tell, you being a black woman, you know, when you know somebody's being ignorant, but you know you can't really like read them like that.
Oh yeah, our face gonna say what our mouth.
Hers did.
Yeah,
hers did
all the time. Yeah,
hers did. And
yeah,
Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois, he literally had to tell those other senators, like, why are you wasting this woman's time? You won't even let her answer a question. Like he kind of knew, like, this is getting disrespectful.
Yeah, because they think that they can do that. It's the male white privilege that this country is just built on, and that always shows its ugly face.
Always.
And
always.
That's the part that irritates me. It's just that she's more qualified than all of y'all talking to her, and y'all asking her these dumbass questions when she's every box that needs to be checked to qualify, she has more than any sitting judge over there.
Yeah.
So what are y'all really asking? You know what I'm saying? What are you really saying? You want, if you want her to answer the question, but you want her to answer in the way that you want. And that's why it's like I can't watch that kind of stuff, because it just irritates and it boils my blood. And I'm just like, the caveat to that too, bro. I had to start watching it because everybody started jumping on that bandwagon about her husband, and people who don't know, her husband is white. And then it turned into a blackmail bashing thing, about her husband being supportive and how she got where she was because she was married to a white man. And so that irritated my soul, so, yeah,
for some reason, I'm just going to say this. For some reason, we always got to find a way to mess up something great when it comes to something that's totally stupid and ignorant. Like, I don't care who she decides to marry or who she falls in love with. It has nothing to do with her being a judge, okay? She went to school for that, not her husband. She decided trials, big trials, made decisions, not her husband. Her resume is her resume. Her path is her path. It don't matter if she married a white guy, black guy, whatever. That's who she wanted to be with. The problem is we always want to try to find a think piece or some type of what did Van Lathan call it today? It's always Negroes trying to be what?
Sea mouse.
Yeah, it's always them sea mouse Negroes who always want to be like, super like, man, I got this dashiki on, but let me tell you about this. And the man, the black one, you know what? It ain't even that. It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, it really
It's not that deep.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you got other, if it was reversed, you got a black man, he might have a white wife. Listen, if that black man chooses to be with that white woman and he's not degrading or tearing down his own community, I could give a shit.
Me too, bro.
I could give a shit.
And I think most black women that I know feel the same way. It's not the dating of the white woman that irritates us so much more than when you have to add you have to add to it like the why, as if it's something wrong with black women. So this is why I chose this person. And that's the part that irritates me on both ends, whether it's a white man dating a black woman dating a white man, or a black man dating a white woman, or someone else how their race. You don't have to put your own race down or put your community down to date who you want to date. Because in reality, you don't know who you're gonna fall in love with. Right? I mean, you can meet somebody so unexpectedly and didn't even realize, like, man, we got a lot in common. We click, and they show me unconditional love. What more are you asking for, right? So that can happen for real.
The circles you're in, your neighborhood,
absolutely,
the schooling you went to, all that plays a part.
Yeah.
So who is that? Who athlete is that? I forget. I don't know if it was Russell, somebody, and I was like, he's a black guy. I'm like, well, look at kind of where he was raised. He went to school with basically all white kids. He was like one of like three black kids. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you expect?
Right.
So I mean, it's again,
especially when they're young too, bro. When kids are younger, and like even like where I live now, it's not predominantly black, so it's mostly whites and Hispanics. So if I had a kid that I was raising in this neighborhood, if it's they're gonna like when kids are young, they just like who they're around. They're really thinking about unless you indoctrinate them at an early age that you better like a black girl, they ain't gonna know. Like they go to school with all these white kids, they just gonna like who they like when their hormones start kicking in. So they don't know. They're not looking at like so much. I need to like a black person because that's their friends at their school is all white. They just like what they like. You know what I'm saying?
What they like.
What you expect, especially black people gotta understand that too. You know, you want to put your kids in the suburbs, then this is what you chances you're gonna take.
You damn right.
So you can't be mad when your son bring home a Becky. That's what it is.
Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
If you living out in the burbs, okay, you living out in fucking Frankfurt, but your son want to come back to the gardens to get him a chick, you gonna be like, nah, hell nah. Why you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? But again, you like who you like. Your environment dictates that a lot of times.
All the time.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Now, if you date a whole bunch of Mexican women, black women, you decide, you know what, I'm gonna date everybody, and you date a white woman, and that white woman is you like, hey, more power to you.
Right.
I just hate them brothers that get on these Instagram posts and all this to go viral and make noise by saying all black women got attitudes.
Right.
I used to date black women, but all they do is get attitudes. I'd be like, bro.
And I be thinking like, so you never been around a white girl with an attitude? I see white girls with attitude every day.
They have attitudes all the time.
Worse attitudes than black women, because you know why? They can have the freedom to have attitude and won't be looked upon as an angry black. They gonna say angry white woman.
No,
they're gonna say that she was justified in her feelings.
Yes,
and she can feel that way.
Yes.
Now, if I get turned up on the call, it don't matter. They're gonna be thinking like, here goes Tise being, angry black woman.
And that's probably what they say in their group chat.
I should be allowed to be upset. And
that's what they say about you in their group chat. You already know.
But guess what? I don't care.
Do you care?
Hell no. No, I don't care. I really don't, because they don't care.
No, they don't care.
To be honest, bro, I tell you, I say it all the time. What helped me in the transition within corporate America, it was one of my white bosses some years ago. She the one who told me, she the one who really gave me the confidence, honestly, to be like, to push back on stuff, because it was a situation where she felt like I was being targeted, and she said, go to that lady, tell her how you feel, because she loved me, and she was like, I don't like how she's doing you. She's like, I'm gonna talk to her, but you need to tell her too, because this is ABC. And from there, I was like, oh, I was young, but it was a good lesson, and so that made me be like, you can't be a pushover. I don't have to be like, girl, what I'm saying. I ain't gotta do all that, but I can say how I feel and be stern in what I'm saying and not back down in a way that I'm not playing. But again, even when you do that though, bro, even on my lightest day, I saw a lady, like about to tear up because you giving them pushback. But I saw a clip a couple days ago about this doctor, this black doctor, and she was talking about she's not here for the white tears. Man, I don't know if I sent it to you, but it's that little spiel she gave was epic.
Damn.
I gotta find out her name. I know her name. I started following her, but I don't care about that now, because it's a performance.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a performance.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's a side note.
But just with the Honorable Kentaji, she is going to be great, and to me, by her being the first black woman, she's going to have probably the most powerful job in all of federal government, and it's a lifelong job. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it's stressful too.
It's stressful, but she will always have a important, prominent job. And again, she's going to be a role model for little girls who might be interested in law, or it might be a young girl who sees that video of her and be like, wow, I want to do what she do. Because you never know who you influence.
Right.
And I thought, everybody was laughing at Cory Booker because he was giving her roses. I ain't gonna lie to you. I damn near got emotional watching it because he brought up a great point. What she's doing is giving other girls that look like him and her hope. And I don't think sometimes other races understand that. Like they don't understand that really means something in our community.
Yeah.
Like I know people got their feelings about Obama and all that, but here's the bottom line is that before him, nobody ever thought we would see somebody look like us with the initials POTUS behind it. Let's just keep it 100. We growing up, we didn't think that could happen.
Right.
We thought as far as you go is maybe governor and mayor.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it had to be a predominantly almost black city. That's what we thought. But like Cory Booker, like he was almost in tears telling her how great this is. You're sitting in a prominent seat, and me being in my seat, it's great to see somebody that I can identify what it look like. And I get other people to understand that when black people do that, but in the times we live in now, that's huge.
Because you don't see it enough, bro. That's because I mean, it's the jokes of like when we go to like on most of my meetings at work, I'm the only black girl on the calls, and that's exhausting. It's not because my coworkers are mean and they're trying to. It's just because culturally, sometimes the language they talking, it's not funny to me, right? Yeah. And sometimes the things they saying is not funny. More than likely, when I see a sister on call, our conversation just changed because it's like,
of course,
whew, finally,
of course,
like
of
course. Both of us know, for me to be where I'm at and for you to be where you at, I know you damn good at what you do. You know I'm damn good at what I do, and we here, we feel each other. So, and we can kind of like, you can kind of like break it down some, because it's just like you finally in the room with somebody that get it. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not a slight to those, the other co-workers. It's just, that's just the reality, just the reality that it's just a different, it's like, it's the difference. Cause our plight, it doesn't matter that how you got there. It's always over your head that, cause you're black. Yeah. It's like you gotta do it. You gotta be the best at it, or it's not gonna happen.
You gotta do it. You gotta, like, seriously, like that old saying, what's the name? Walk so Obama can run.
Yeah.
That's real. Like Honorable Brown is walking so another person behind her can run too, because now we may see another black woman in the future. That becomes a judge, because them judges is gonna get old. They gotta die. Okay, like they're gonna have to die, so they're gonna have to be replaced. And you have a Democratic Supreme Court judge now that's sitting.
Which I think that's probably bigger than anything. Her being black is good, but it kind of tips the scale.
It's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, because look, like if we're gonna talk politics real quick. You need to have somebody up there that represents your best interest when it comes to laws, okay? Law and serious lawmaking decisions. Like you've got 4 of them that are Republican. You need to balance it out with some Democrats.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell y'all something. That abortion thing is coming.
A lot of stuff is coming, bro.
It's coming back. It's coming. You see what Texas is doing. Yeah. So it's coming back up.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure you got some competent people in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Who's going to
make Supreme Court, bro, as your senators, as your congressmen, these are our lawmakers. And we just don't pay attention to that enough, to where, our local elections are, to me, almost far more important than the presidential election, because the president don't make laws.
No, he don't make laws.
He just doesn't make laws. And so
no, he don't make laws.
Us trying to progress, it starts with law changing, and I don't think we just don't harp on that enough, because I don't know why, bro. We have a lot of black politicians that come, to our neighborhoods, come to our churches and our schools when it's time to vote, but we don't see them after that no more. You know what I'm saying?
No, so we never do.
We gotta do better. We gotta do better with our lawmakers to get, because there ain't no way in the world. It's 2 years later, in the George Floyd, law that's still,
that bill is still pending.
Why? With the Asian hate crime,
yeah,
immediately. So
that bill is still pending.
Yeah, that we as Black people, we got to start doing better with putting our foot on our politicians' necks, because they always want to, tap dance for us when it's time to, vote for them. But when they get in office, they don't do a damn thing.
Nope.
And we still in the same place. You know what I'm saying? In some places, as far as political power, we don't got none.
No, we don't. Which is why, again, like you said, vote for your governor. Find out who's running for governor. Find out who's running for Congress.
Find out your senators. Find out your congressmen.
Yeah.
See their, you can go on the website and look and see what's their voting track record.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who didn't vote for the George Floyd thing. You can go on there and see. And if that person is somebody representing you directly and it means something to you, don't vote for them.
Don't vote for them. That's your right.
Yeah.
That's your right. It's your right to not vote for somebody if you feel like your interest is not represented.
Absolutely. And they very rarely are Black people interests taken seriously.
Never.
Never. So we as a community, we got to figure out how to do better. We got to do better than that, bro. We do.
We have to. And, hopefully, I keep telling myself every year, something's going to be different. Something's going to change. But the more and more, each month go by, each day go by, I'm like, man, we're dealing with the same old stuff.
Yeah.
Same old stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, moving on. I don't even know how to start with this, but
I got something.
What you got? Go. What you got?
What did the 5 fingers say to face?
Oh man.
Slap!
Listen, man. Listen.
I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all know that joke from Dave Chappelle's show when he was acting like Rick James, so sorry.
It was very appropriate last night. Yeah. Well, look, unless you've been on a rock, what, the past 24 hours?
Yeah, less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. I don't know how you not come across this if you got a smartphone or even a TV, but it was the Oscars yesterday, right? Because it was
the Oscars.
Okay, I hope everybody can hear this. I'm gonna hit play. Okay.
Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Nick Wright's name out your fucking mouth. Out your fucking mouth.
All right. So,
child, the ghetto.
Okay, let me start out with this. Let me just set it up. So, if you're under a rock for the last 16 hours, it was Oscars night last night. Okay, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't give a shit about the Oscars. Never have. Okay.
Yeah.
Last night I was actually watching the LA Lakers Winning Time, that show on HBO Max. So apparently, there was a segment in the Oscars where Chris Rock was about to announce the winners or the nominations for, what was it? It wasn't best documentary. It was best documentary. I think
it was documentary, yeah.
Questlove ended up winning the best documentary, which was dope because that Summer of Soul doc, great. If you love music, if you're a fan of music, that's a great doc. Go watch that.
I got it on my list to watch, yo.
So, as Chris Rock was doing what he does as one of the greatest comedians to ever live,
he was one of my favorites.
He worked the room as he always does whenever he, is a part of any awards show, whether it's the Oscars, whether it's the Grammys. He's always cracking jokes on the audience because it's a lot of celebrities that are right there front and center. The jokes are somewhat pre-written because they know that there's a teleprompter up there. Sometimes he ad-libs, sometimes he goes away from the actual joke. So he makes a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. He said, Jada, looking forward to seeing you in G.I. Jane 2. The room cracks up. Everybody's laughing. Okay, I thought it was a soft joke. I admit I didn't know what the hell he was talking about
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't see Jada at that time. So I go on Facebook just to look. All I see every single post as I scroll is, did Will Smith just slap the hell out of Chris Rock? I'm like, what? I mean, Tise, I saw at least 15 posts in a row.
Yeah.
Did Will Smith slap Chris Rock? Is this real? So, you know me, I always go to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Because Twitter is real time, like
Yeah.
in the moment. I go to Twitter, and Twitter dimensions that my feed was going crazy. So then I found an unedited version of actually what happened. So as you guys heard, and I played the little clip, Will Smith literally got up out of his seat after Chris Rock's joke, walked up to Chris Rock, and proceeded to give him what we call a bitch slap in our community, okay? In front of the entire world, okay? Now, at the very moment, like me, I'm like, this ain't real. This is a bit, it's a skit. Because there's no way he's gonna do this in front of the world. And even the audience members thought it was a skit at first. Because Chris Rock, being a professional comedian, he kept going like, hey, y'all, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. And everybody started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
As Will goes to sit down, he says the infamous phrase that every black man knows. When a black man says this, I'm trying to school my white homies. When a black man says, keep my fucking wife's name out your mouth, that puts you on red alert. You're on high alert now. All right, because that means, wait a minute, he ain't playing no more. So Chris Rock says, it was just a joke. It was just a G.I. Jane joke. Will Smith, looking dead at Chris Rock from his seat, yeah, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Repeated that twice. I believe Chris Rock at that moment, he said, oh shit, this didn't go like what I thought it was going to go. So, as Chris Rock goes on and proceeds to bring up the people for the nominations, the Oscars, they go away. So, at this moment, Twitter mania, Facebook mania is going nuts because we just saw at the Oscars a black man slapping another black man on live TV in front of the white delegation. So,
Right.
Tise, what were your thoughts when you first actually saw a Facebook post about him being slapped, and then when you actually saw the video? What was your thoughts?
So my thoughts is just like yours, bro. So initially, I don't watch the Oscars either. I don't care because I feel my personal feelings is just one of those award shows that is just like appeasing the white people. And they sprinkle in black people here and there just to, I guess, to appease us and to meet their black quota. But they really don't, it's not a show that really celebrates black people.
Right.
And black excellence the way I would like to see it.
Right.
And so I don't care about it because y'all, to me, we don't win, and I'll always be like the boy off of Lean on Me because y'all don't understand us. Y'all don't get it. So of course you're not gonna, Tina Turner was one of the best movies ever, and Angela Bassett was one of the best actors ever. But it's just like, oh yeah, that was cute. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get it. They don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. But this year, I know that they had the black producer, Will Packard. I know that Questlove was up for one, and Will and Denzel were, and a few more black people, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But in general, it's not a black award, so I don't care. But what happened was my family chat was lit. And my family chat was like, y'all watching this? Y'all see what's going on? And I'm like, watching what? And so I'm like, that made me, by the time I turned to it, it was gone. But like you went to Twitter and I saw the video. I thought it was fake at first, honestly, bro. I was like, it's a skit. But when I saw Will's face and when he said that twice, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, I'm like, oh, he's serious. He big mad. So, this is my personal this is my personal spill on it, and I think I said it on a couple people's pages because everybody was talking about it, but I think that Will has had enough. You know, for the last 2 years, he has been the butt of jokes because of his wife's entanglement situation. And
that she chose to make public. Don't leave that out.
She chose to make
Yeah,
public for sure. So I think that he has been the butt of jokes, and not just that too. I totally forgot that a few years ago, when Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars, he did he made another joke about Jada, you know, saying that she's boycotting, and he was saying, how you boycotting something you wasn't invited to, things like that, right? So it's a history there with him making jokes about Jada. And so as a man, I don't have no problem with Will saying, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. That's, to me, I get it. You know, I think, to me, it was for Chris, but I think also too, it was for everybody else that's been landing these jokes, because a couple weeks ago, Laverne Cox said something on the red carpet that I felt was inappropriate. It was awkward. Like, this is an award show about Will. He was up for another award. I think it's the SAG Awards maybe. And she brought up the entanglement. It was inappropriate. It wasn't the place for it. She
tried to be funny.
You know, and it wasn't the place for it for me. So, but he laughed it off. Him and Jada laughed it off. And I feel like Will has always tried to keep this good image to be like this perfect example of a black male. And I just think he just kind of had a meltdown, you know, and not even like trying to be deep about it. I think that's a lot of mental stuff to be holding on to, you know what I'm saying, to try to be this big example, to be the butt of jokes, to support your wife, to be, you know, example, to be a good dad. It's a lot of stuff that I felt like in that moment he let out. I think Chris got the brunt of it, but I don't think it was all for Chris. I think he was letting everybody know he's tired of the jokes. The jokes are over. And I think too, because of the history of jokes that Chris made about Jada, it was keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, you know? And so I don't have a problem with that. You know, I do think that my only problem was with the hit is the actual physical going up to him, because, you know, that was, I felt like, unnecessary. I felt like he could have said that and he could have helped with Chris. Chris could have moved on from it. Yeah. But to actually lay your hands on somebody, bro, it could have got real niggerish up there if Chris Rock wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Chris Rock wanted to respond, it ain't like he from the inner city too. So it ain't like he from, you know, was raised in Bel Air or Hollywood. He could have got Brooklyn or Bed-Stuy on him if he wanted to. But, you know, I think Chris is aware that, you know, we on this stage in front of all these folks, and he didn't want to make it look bad. So that's my only problem, is that I hate that it was another brother assaulting another brother. I'm like Charlamagne in the sense that I don't care about white people being in the room so much, because white people ain't got nowhere to stand when y'all been the biggest terrorizers of humanity, okay, across the globe. Not just black people, humanity, okay, across the globe have been terrorizing people. So I don't really care about what they think, but I do care that this is Chris Rock. It's Chris Rock. This is Will Smith. Like, in the black community, you got comedians and you got comedians, right? You got actors and you got actors. Like, Will and Chris are like
A-list.
They are icons. So to see two icons at it like that was disheartening, because, you know, we know a lot of our icons don't get to live long lives, and so we don't appreciate them. So for them to be at, that was the disheartening part for me, you know. And like I said, I really do feel like Will been holding that in for a long time, and he just, you know, yesterday was that day where he was like, he ain't for the BS, you know. I feel like he came there probably knowing that somebody was gonna make like an entanglement joke or something like that, and I felt like that was the day he was gonna say, the jokes, we're done with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Rock, he caught the brunt of. I think people are being dramatic, but we can talk about that in a second. But that's my initial thoughts.
I laugh because of the memes. That's why I laugh. The memes.
The internet don't lose, bro.
Yeah, the memes won last night.
Yeah.
As far as the incident, I hated that it happened.
Yeah.
I hated that it happened because for two reasons. Will Smith was shortly after he was about to win his first ever Oscar, which he deserved. Because if you watch King Richard, that was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Then second reason why I was upset and because we now don't get to properly give flowers to the Williams sisters' father.
Right.
Because they did a great job of help producing that movie, and Will Smith did a great job of portraying their father. Who, to me, this would have been the greatest night for him to be celebrated because he had a story. We talked about this on the pod before. He had a story, and it needs to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And Will Smith needs to be celebrated for portraying him because he did a phenomenal job. Now, because of what happened, because of Will Smith's decision, this year's Oscar will never be talked about for
Black excellence.
For Questlove winning,
for
Will Smith winning, for Richard Williams being celebrated. Black excellence. It will never be talked about.
Yeah.
This is going to be remembered for the slap that was heard
across the globe.
Across the freaking globe. Look, the only people that know about the slap was probably Russia, because Russia don't have internet.
Right. Yeah.
But however, everybody heard this slap, everybody saw it, and that's all they're gonna be talking about.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get more into it, but here's what I want to say as a man. And I'm gonna say this because all I kept saying was, fellas, how would you defend your woman? Let me just say this right now. And I don't care who gets mad. I don't care, because people on here know me, who know me, that here's the thing. I would have handled this just like this. I probably, from my seat, might have said the same thing Will said. I wouldn't have left my seat. I wouldn't have did that. What I would have did was the intermission or after that show, me and Chris Rock would have had a conversation. Behind and in the back, wherever. It don't need to be no cameras, none of that. It would have been for show. We would have had a conversation. And I would explain to him as a man, leave my wife alone. That's what I would have did. Okay. I get everybody saying, well, you're not showing real love if you don't defend your wife. Listen, a lot of men have defended their girl or woman, and guess where they at? They're
in the grave,
6 feet under. Okay. You have to know when to navigate certain situations. It has nothing to do about you being macho or being a man. You got to understand certain situations. Okay? You don't need to go up to a dude. If he disrespects your woman or whatever, you go up to a dude all hostile, you slap him. If he pull out a gun and you don't have one, you gone. Or whatever the case may be. So your wife got defended, but guess what? She done lost her man or her husband. Your kids have lost their father.
Yeah.
So people say, well, you never know how you're gonna react in certain situations. I get that. But
you never know, but you never know.
But for me, I embrace making calculated decisions sometimes, even if it takes a split decision. Because every action has a consequence. What Will did, here's the consequences now.
Yeah.
Here's the consequences.
His first Oscar is an afterthought.
His greatest achievement, nobody cares anymore.
I didn't even know he won, bro.
I didn't either. I didn't even know he's been nominated, Tise.
I didn't even know he won. I know he's been nominated, but I didn't even know he won.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. And, let's just get into the whole people trying to make this deep.
Yeah.
Listen, Chris Rock is a comedian. He's done jokes about thousands of people throughout the years. Okay. This is his job. I feel confidently in saying that he did not know Jada Pinkett Smith was dealing with alopecia.
Yeah.
I'm confident in saying that with the utmost belief that he didn't know that.
Right.
What he saw, and because of how they wrote the joke up, he saw Jada bald head, and he saw, oh, G.I. Jane. And
it's not a crazy thing to. It's not a crazy comparison.
It's a soft ass joke.
It's a soft joke, bro.
It's a soft ass joke, and it was a joke. I don't even think he was doing to be malicious because again, he didn't know that woman's medical condition. And what I hate about our social media world is that everybody wants to get on a soapbox or a platform. Everybody was talking about, well, she's got alopecia.
Shit, me too.
I mean, a lot of people got it. He's making fun. He's making fun about the autoimmune community.
No, he's not.
Down. Like y'all really making this deep. No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's not. He saw Jada bald head, and the joke was already perfectly. It was delivered perfectly. Hell, Jada looked like the fucking kid off the Golden Child, Eddie Murphy. That's what she looked like sitting there.
Right.
I mean, but that don't mean
he called her a bald head, scallywag, ain't got no hair on the side. He
didn't say that.
Yeah.
So I mean, people want to go into be all in, deep about this, and Chris Rock deserved the violence he deserved has. I don't believe in that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, bro, either. I think people, like you said, they get on this soapbox for social media trying to portray themselves to be deeper and the thing is, see, women, it's a perception. His response is how you would want your man to defend you in an appropriate situation. I feel like this just wasn't a situation where it needed to be that deep. It wasn't that big of a deal because it ain't like G.I. Jane was a prostitute or she was a bum. G.I. Jane was maybe in like the Marines. I think she was like maybe one like a Navy SEALs. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. But she was a tough chick. And to be honest, this is who Jada aligns herself with. And so it's not. I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal to say she was G.I. I mean, if you're going to call me a bald head chick, I want to be G.I. Jane or a Grace Jones or somebody that's killing the game. Right. It wasn't that. It wasn't. I don't feel like it wasn't that big of a deal. It's Black G.I. Jane. And if you think about a Black G.I. Jane, to be honest, who would you think to play it? You would probably think of Jada Pinkett. Yeah. Because she portrays herself to be this tough woman. So I don't think the joke was. It definitely was not poking fun at her alopecia. It was not poking fun of people that have hair diseases that cause their hair to lose. That wasn't it. And people need to stop trying to put that narrative in there because you're trying to defend Will. Like, Will had a breakdown. Will had a bad moment. Both things could be true. You can say Chris Rock's joke was inappropriate, and you can say that Will did too much. Yeah. I do think Will did too much because one reason why I like Will, and this is a the heavy is the crown of people who in that position because it's a lot of responsibility, and I feel like he does try to present himself in an honorable manner. It's nothing wrong with that. To me, him being a person that shows self-control, that's a great attribute because a lot of people don't do that. They fly off the handle and make bad decisions, and everything he does is calculated. So I appreciate a man who don't always, be up in arms. But when it comes to your wife, I get it. Hey man, you this one joke too many. Chill out. I'm not mad at him for saying that at all, bro. I'm like you. I just feel like he could have. It's the coming on the stage, the slapping, and that he could have went to Chris Rock as a man and be like, "Listen, this is my last time telling you, my boy. You didn't have one too many jokes about my wife. I don't appreciate them, and move on." Because now, it's just him going that step further. It forgets the whole King Richard situation. You know what I'm saying? And you forget that Regina Hall was one of the hosts, and everything that was Black about the event that could have been right because like I said, the Oscars rarely get blackness right. So for
Yeah.
them to try to attempt to do that, now it's got a smudge because Will Smith decided that he's gonna show everybody, y'all finna stop playing with me and my wife. And I get it, but I just wish that he did it on a different day,
Of
because
course.
if y'all gonna be parading around this little white award, then you might as well just make the day about that, and then you can talk to Chris Rock afterwards if you that upset about it.
Yeah.
You know, but people are human and people break down, and I just think that Will was at his breaking point. I feel like this was just pent up energy, bro. I really do, because
I do too.
that joke was so lightweight. You know, I feel like if he's gonna slap somebody, he should slap Laverne Cox. You know, that's disrespectful. Talking about an affair in front of me and my wife, that's, to me,
That is
that was
disrespectful.
classless. But
That's disrespectful.
you
And
know,
and
people doing too much. It's not that deep, and it does not. I think people just thinking about the idea of wanting their husbands or their guys to defend them, and I'm 100% for that. But it's not a wise thing to put your hands on somebody, because it could have been different. If let it be another different comedian, listen, they would have tore that stage up. It would have went down.
it would have went down. Listen, I fully believe if that had been anybody else, he wouldn't have did that. And if he did do that to anybody else, like you said, that stage would have been tore up.
He ain't doing it to Deion Cole.
Hell no, he not doing it to DL Hughley.
He ain't doing it to DL. He ain't doing it to Steve Harvey.
Nope, he not.
He ain't doing this. None of these other. He ain't doing it to Mike Epps.
He not.
Hell, as little as Cat Williams is, he ain't doing it to Cat.
And again, this is what I'm trying to tell people about jokes. Jokes, listen, right before that, Regina Hall had made a joke. She said, all the single men come up on stage. Yeah, that includes you, Will. And Will and Jada laughed. So again, like you said, this was about Will and what he going through.
Yep.
What he did, I don't think that had nothing to do with defending Jada.
Yeah.
Like you said,
I don't either, bro.
I think he had just had fed up with him being a butt of those jokes, and it was just a culmination. And when Chris Rock said that, because Will laughed.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a fake laugh. People try to say, well, how many times have you laughed or smiled right before you slap the shit out of somebody? I've seen that, but I don't think this was it. I think he laughed because he thought that shit was funny.
Yeah.
I do. That's what I truly believe. He thought it was funny. And then I don't know what happened after that. He decided to come on the stage.
I think too, bro, the flip side of that, I think they were already laughing. Him and Jada were already laughing at the previous joke. And I think they were laughing at that. And I think as he transitioned into the other joke, they were still laughing. But then, you could be laughing and you catch it and you could be like, wait a minute, what did he say? And I think when she realized what he said, she kind of rolled her eyes. And I think when Will saw her roll her eyes, he was like, I think knowing that she felt the way, it made him feel the way. Which, as a husband, I get, like I said, that part, I get that part. I just don't believe that was his true motivation. Was to, in that moment, I think he was absolutely trying to defend his wife. I think he been wanting to say that for a while, though. That's my thing. I think I think he had been wanting to tell people, this my wife, I'm still with her. Whatever happened between her and August, like, I think he's just tired of the jokes, honestly. I think as a man who, any kind of man with any kind of ego is just like, listen, and I think people think that because of the shows that he's done and because he's always carried himself in a manner of a man with self-control, people might think he's soft. I don't think he's soft. I never thought Will was soft. You know what I'm saying? You might think his stuff is corny, but Will is a man. He grew up in the inner city. Just because he don't fight and he don't have aggressive, violent music, I don't think he's soft. I think he's just a man with self-control, which I feel like that's noble, and that's what's needed, because people don't have self-control, like you said. People who walk around doing stuff like that end up dead for no reason, and he got to where he's at because he had to have a level of self-control. So I appreciate a man like that. You know what I'm saying? I think more men should be that way. So I never did think Will Smith was soft, but I felt like he was trying to prove a point, yesterday that y'all got me effed up. Like, yeah, it's all jokes and that Fresh Prince is cool, but y'all make jokes about my wife. We finna stop this now. Y'all think y'all got me messed up. I felt like that's what he was, because when he was shouting that, he was saying that loudly, and I was like, I felt like he's saying that to Chris Rock. He's saying that to Laverne Cox. He's saying that to the rest of y'all that's got jokes about his wife. Do it. He's saying pull it.
Yeah, he said that to everybody. He's saying that to everybody. He really is saying that to everybody.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
Yeah.
I felt like we, I had tagged you about, after we get the jokes off, which we did, we got the jokes off. But I think going forward, like for comedians, the game is going to change, I think, because this is what others was trying to say, like Shannon Sharp, other people, they were trying to say, if you're a comedian's job is to tell jokes. And a lot of times jokes are offensive.
It imitates real life.
And they're offensive jokes. So you can't have this be a precedent where you crack a joke and then somebody feels like, well, I'm going to go on stage. He talking about me. I'm going to slap the shit out of him. Because what's going to happen is it could get bad.
Mm-hmm.
It could get real bad. And a lot of these comedians, the higher they are, they got security guards, armed security guards, shit like that. It could get bad. And, people trying to like sweep that under the rug. But here's the thing. This may change going forward for award shows.
Mm-hmm.
Because it may not be in the script anymore to say offensive jokes about certain people.
Right.
Because, again, the Oscars really
are boring.
They're boring, but I'm talking about they were taken aback about what happened last night.
Yeah.
Like they had no clue that, like, what to do. You see, no security came.
Yeah.
Nothing. They had no clue what to do. And these jokes at the Oscars have always been like towing the line, going over the line. Like 2 years ago, 2019, Ricky Gervais, he said, hey, I'm in a room full of all these pedophiles. Remember when all that shit was going down in Hollywood about the, old boy and his connection with Hollywood people and the chick and the little girls. That joke was vicious.
Yeah.
But everybody laughed.
Yeah. Good. First, like I said, it imitates life because the truth of the matter is, he is. He was in a room full of pedophiles. I mean, that's just reality.
What's more offensive than that to me? I don't know what else could be.
But bro, but the thing is, like you said, once you start that line again, if people think they gonna run up on stage and attack a certain comedians, you're gonna get these hands or you're gonna get them bullets. And truthfully, comedians help us get through things. We gotta laugh about certain stuff. And I understand some things are off limits and you have to kind of think about some jokes that you that could be offensive. Like you can be funny without being offensive. I'm sure of it, but when you asking the comedian to be their true self, it's if they have to be censored, are they still gonna be funny?
Right. Because perfect example. When Dave Chappelle did his bit about the trans women, everybody was like, that's comedy. That's Dave Brilliance. He's a comedian. He's telling jokes. So, but if a trans person would have ran up on that stage with a knife, they would have been saying that person is wrong, right?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Can't have it both ways, yeah.
And that's the issue I have with a lot of people. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Like, last month, when Juwan Howard was walking through the handshake line, when that coach grabbed him, what did everybody say? Keep your hands to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened last night?
Right.
Don't that apply too?
Right. No, it applies, bro. See, the narrative that people they don't want to make it about that. They want to make it about defending your wife because Chris Rock told an insensitive joke and he was making fun of her alopecia. So you can, if you lay on that button, then you can lay on. That's how you defend your wife, and that's how I want they. Because that's it. It's a we fantasize things, bro, and people see stuff on TV and they want to make it a part of their lives, and they think that's how I want my husband to do when we, when we at Fridays. Somebody said something to me, he better do like Will did. Okay, let your husband who work a regular 9 to 5 get up and act a fool like that. Your husband going to jail, my girl.
What if he get his ass beat? What if
he'll get his ass beat over something stupid? Like, that's what I'm saying. I was with my other friends earlier today, and I was telling him, I'm like, you know what? I don't want my guy to act like that, because I don't want to have to bury you over something stupid because you couldn't control yourself in a situation. I want my guy to defend me, to speak up for me when necessary, but you ain't got to do all that. Like, I'm not a person that choose violence first. That's just me. Call me square or whatever. I never been that person, because I feel like it don't have to be that. You can say how you feel, mean what you say. Now, if you got to go to that next level, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Will, he could have put Chris Rock on notice, like, this your last joke.
Bro.
This your last one. I let you have the first one.
Yeah.
Now we hear you saying it again. We don't do that. I just feel like it's what it don't have to go to violence. It doesn't have to go there, because it really could have went left. Chris Rock, see, like Shannon Sharp said, my natural response would have been to slap his ass back. I don't know that I could have been like, did he just slap me? And I think about it, my response if somebody hits me is going to be to hit them back. I don't care I probably don't care if we in church. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, and we gonna tear them benches up, because this is where we at. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, my tux would have came off.
Listen,
I get it.
Listen, and Chris Rock would have been well within his right to slap to slap Will back, and that would have been a very niggerish moment. if Will Smith and Chris Rock, who are titans within the community, those two got into a fight at the Oscars, bro. You can't even write them jokes. Them jokes write themselves. Like, you
can't write them jokes.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't even plan something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
like I said last night, there's gonna be a red table talk real soon. You better believe it.
You think Chris Rock gonna join them?
He may. Because you know me, I think Jada toxic as hell. So this might be part of her plan. I don't know. I mean, I told my wife this morning. I think once again, Jada done sent Will off again, but this time through mind control. So I don't,
Will can't win.
He cannot
win.
Will cannot win, and I hated to see that. Like I said, man, the whole last night was about Black excellence, and nobody even cares.
Nope.
Nobody even cares. They're going to talk about this. They're going to talk about this for the rest of this week, about what happened, not about Questlove winning, Will winning, the Williams sisters celebrating their dad. Like, nobody cares.
Yep.
Nobody cares about, and from what I understand, it was a great show up until that moment. They say Beyonce performed first, and she performed the song. That performance was dope. Like, I heard so much different things.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, I can't really talk about the show in this totality because I don't watch the Oscars. I never cared about it because, like I said, it's not a Black award show where I feel like celebrates Black people. But here's an opportunity where I heard about all the Black, the Blackness that was happening. So I probably should have watched it, but like I said, I don't really care. I don't really care about that stuff. So I didn't watch it, but that's just like swept under the rug, and we're gonna forget about Beyonce, we're gonna forget about Questlove. We forgot about Will performance, his own award. So it's just
it's an unfortunate situation.
It's unfortunate. I wish Will would have been able to maintain his control, but people are human. I felt like he just had a breaking point, and Chris Rock got it that day, and I don't think anybody else who else said that, they're gonna think twice about saying Jada jokes, at least when Will is in their presence, so And the bro, this the other thing too. This how you know Will is rich, and on a whole nother level than regular Negroes, because he smacked the hell out the host. I mean, out of Chris Rock, who was a presenter, and sat back down and won an award right after that.
Yeah. You saw how he walked off,
bro. If anybody else is slapping somebody on stage, they get arrested.
You see how he walked off?
He walked off like, yeah.
He turned around like, I'm going back to my seat.
Right.
Now me.
If you slap a dude and turn your back on him, bro.
No, bro. I'm taking that microphone. I'm throwing it at his ass, and then I'm running right behind him.
And Chris Rock is a man too, so you basically pulled his card. Like, you slapped him and walked away. Like, I just slapped your ass, and you ain't finna do nothing.
Chris Rock deserved an Oscar for last night because he played his role. He kept doing what he came there to do, and he kept the joke going. And but they say,
but if he didn't, I wouldn't have been mad though. If he wanted to slap the hell out of Will back, I would not have been mad. I wouldn't have want to see them acting like that on TV. But listen, you slap me, you get slapped back. Period.
Listen, again, that's why everybody kind of got mad at Stephen A. But I understand here's the thing. I get what older Black people, when they say stuff like that, I understand what they mean. Because older Black people, they're coming from a place of, y'all know they don't want us here.
Right. But who cares?
I know that, but what I'm saying is I understand. I get it. So their point of view is different from younger Black people, because the younger generation was like, well, shit. Hey, you act up, that's where you're gonna get it at. And I get that too. I get that too. But older generation is like, we gotta behave much better because they already don't want to give us our flowers.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I get it too, bro.
I'm not even gonna get mad at people who feel like that.
I get it too. But at the same time, I'm not so much a part of the younger generation, but at the same time, my feelings are, I don't really care about what white people think at this point. You know,
I don't. Yeah, I
don't. It's they don't have the right to say anything about anybody being violent. Historical. All we gotta do is open our history books, even though our history books lie, but open the book that talk about history, and we know who's been terrorizing the globe. So I don't really care about them doing that. But I get it though. I get it 1000% is that it just adds to what they think. Like you said, they don't really want us in the first place. They don't celebrate us as it is. But now that we there, don't get there and act a fool. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get it 100%. You know, that's why if we gonna be there, we're gonna be there and be great, which is what I wish we would have just been. We could have been there, got our awards, had our Black ass party afterwards, and went home. You know. Yeah,
and again, people saying, well, Jada was very open about her alopecia, and
it's not about the alopecia. It really ain't.
Listen, everybody don't follow Jada Pinkett. Everybody just don't follow everything she says, y'all.
Right.
I mean,
it's not about alopecia.
It's not about alopecia. It's not
about alopecia.
It's not.
If you know who G.I. Jane is, you know that shit is not far-fetched to call Jada Pinkett freaking G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
She is G.I. Jane.
She is G.I. Jane.
I said it.
Yeah. And like I said, the joke went over my head. It took me down there like 30 minutes to realize, oh shit, this is what he's talking about.
But I didn't get, I'm not her. So I understand that you can't tell somebody how to feel about a joke that's made about them. You know, if she was offended, she was offended. Just me on the outside looking in, I'm like, well, compared to what everybody else was saying, I don't think it was offensive. I think it's, to me, if you're gonna own your baldness, then you want to own it with, like I said, you want to own it with somebody that's a badass. You know, don't compare me to a crackhead that lost their hair because they burnt it. You know, compare me to one of those models or G.I. Jane or somebody that's a tough chick. don't compare me to no whack shit. You know, it wasn't whack. I don't think it was. I just think that now we're in a uber sensitive world and people want to fall on the side of being politically correct, but it's not that deep. I think Will had a meltdown, and that's all that's all it was. It's less about Jada and more about Will for me. And we tried to make it about him, about Chris Rock, you know, making a joke about alopecia. No, he didn't. He said jokes about Jada and Will before, and that may have something to do with it. That may be like the underlying of it. Like, I let that first one slide, but now I ain't gonna let. And that's why I said I don't have a problem with him confronting him on them jokes. Like, listen, this your wife. This is you. So, but it's just I just wish he wouldn't have got physical. That's all.
I wish he wouldn't have got physical either. But
yeah,
again, last point, the slap heard across the world. So
yeah, because now, like I said, him winning for King Richard is that's just that's a caveat. That's just that's a hors d'oeuvre. That's a side piece to him winning. You know, and that's unfortunate because he did deserve it. I mean, I don't know who else got nominated. I think Denzel got nominated as well.
Yeah, he got nominated.
Yeah, and I don't know what else everybody else movies did, but you know, I saw King and Richard, and that I think Will Smith did a damn good job. That's probably one of his best acting jobs, to be honest. To me,
yeah, because
more so than Ali.
I got unpopular opinions about Will Smith, but yeah, I think that was
probably one of his best ones. Like, to me, Ali was just okay. I think he did a hell of a job in Pursuit of Happiness. He probably should have won for that. To me, that was one of his best acting jobs. But you know, he's still a bad boy for life. So you know, I love Will. You know, like I said, I think he's a good dude. I don't think he's soft. I think he had a moment, and we're gonna move on forward. You know, but to me, it don't matter. Oscars ain't nothing anyway. Hey. You know, go ahead and get this BET award, Will. And y'all can just, you know.
We saw Mike Lowry last night.
Mike Lowry.
That's what that was.
That one meme that said Will Smith, that's how he got to Bel Air.
Yeah.
That cracked me up, Joe.
That shit was funny.
And they was talking about, I saw one that's like Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows that I may add to.
That memes one, hey man. I had to get the memes off last night. That shit was funny, man.
It was funny. It was unfortunate because, like I said, those are two titans in our community. They still are two titans in our community, and I feel like at some point they will get past it. But
shout out to Will for sending out an apology about an hour ago to Chris Rock, and he apologized, and I thought that was huge.
He said, I didn't see that. So he sent an apology to Chris Rock.
Yeah, Will Smith sent the apology to Chris Rock. It's on, if you go to Will on the Facebook, it's official too. So he sent out an apology. I thought that was dope. He publicly apologized. What I'm saying.
That's why I mess with Will, because that's the Will that we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the Will that we know is someone that's usually composed. But again, he a human, and the fact out of all these years, bro, Will Smith ain't never did nothing like that. So
and look, man,
he deserved a moment to fall at it, you know. And I ain't mad. I understand how he felt, and I ain't mad at him. I just wish that it wouldn't have got physical. That's all.
And quite frankly, to be honest, we don't want to see Will Smith and Chris Rock fighting. They like the uncles at the picnic, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want to see them fight, man. Yeah. You don't want to see that.
They like, I have a vision, I have a dream of seeing like all our black stars in the movie, you know. Yeah. Will Smith, Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, like all of them, like just together, like we need them, you know. We need them. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap up, you got any shots out? You got any shots out? You got a we ain't talking about this, but we're gonna talk about it next week. Deshaun Watson is back.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that next week. I forgot.
My hands are ready.
We got to get in there next week.
I know you are.
We got to get in there next week because that's going to take some time too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that was said in that press conference that they had on Friday. So we're gonna have to unpack that.
Next week we got it, bro. Yeah,
we're gonna
dive into that.
So once again, episode.
Shout out, I'll say my shout out. My one shout out was to the homies at True Chicago Sports Fans. They always shout us out on their show. We appreciate them brothers over there. Y'all, if y'all want to talk about sports, want to hear about sports, definitely check out their podcast. I think they release every Tuesday. So yeah, y'all check them out. Those my homies. So yeah.
Shout out to my homies, my brothers, Reasonable English Podcast. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Shout out to my homies at the Some Dude Pod, John Bang, my homie Mike. You can find them on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So next week, Tise, some of that podcast, we'll be back. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Apple, Spotify. Leave comments. We want to hear y'all thoughts about Will.
Yeah, for sure. You want to hear what I got to say?
Leave the comments. Let us know what y'all think. And now we'll see y'all next week.
Yes. Y'all have a good week. Y'all have a blessed week. And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.